somewhere in Trinidad during the year 1498.
It was a long day at work today, bro. I finally finished clearing the forest, and I started to plow the field so our wives can plant the crops for when it's harvesting season. Yeah, man, it's stressful. Today I hunted, and it took like 4 hours just to catch a few animals. Wow, couldn't be me, to be honest. Anyways, want to go fishing later? Of course.
Guys, look. Big ships are coming our way.
What did you just say? So, welcome to our humble island. Who are you?
Hippity hoppity. Your land is now my property.
Are we serious? Well, that just happened. That was essentially a Mimi's introduction to what happened to the Amerindians in Trinidad when Columbus arrived in 1498. Jokes aside, here's the real intro. Who were the Amerindian people in Trinidad? The Amerindians were the first peoples of Trinidad, dating as far as 6,000 years ago, before Columbus came to the Americas. They came from the Orinoco Delta in South America to settle in Trinidad because it was the closest island to the mainland, and it served as a significant transit point for trade and exchange between neighboring tribes. Today, we're going to explore the importance of Amerindian heritage, not just how they lived, but also how our languages evolved, the cuisines that were passed down through generations, the places that were named after them, and much more. Let's dive right into it. For the first topic of the video, we're going to look at two traditional Amerindian dishes that are still enjoyed by many Trinidadians today. The dishes are cassava bread and tamale, a type of pepper pot. Cassava bread was eaten by many Amerindians in Trinidad because it was a staple food. The cassava plant was easy to grow, and it could be stored for months, making it reliable and practical for long journeys and when there were food shortages. The Amerindians first start by harvesting the cassava and peeling the outer skin, which contains most of the toxins. Then, the clean cassava roots were grated into a pulp and placed into a matapi to squeeze out the toxic, watery juice. The pulp is then parched to remove any excess moisture, resulting in a dry flour called farinha. They then pounded the dry flour to soften it and sifted it to remove any lumps before being used. Finally, the refined pulp was then placed onto a griddle or fire to form thin, crisp, durable discs of cassava bread that could be stored for months to prepare for any journey. Tamale, a type of pepper pot, was eaten by many Amerindians back then in Trinidad because the cooking method was an ingenious type of food storage, and it was a way to make a rich, long-lasting meal by continuously boiling available ingredients. They created pepper pot by continuously boiling available ingredients such as fish heads, agouti, iguana, peppers, sweet potatoes, and many other ingredients. For the second topic of the video, we're going to be looking at places in Trinidad that are rich in Amerindian origin. The places that we are going to be looking at are Arima, Siparia, and the Banwari Trace Archaeological Site, which is the oldest pre-Columbian settlement in Trinidad. Arima is located in north-central Trinidad, nestled at the foothills of the Northern Range, perched on the bank of what is now known today as the Arima River. This place has deep origins in Amerindian history, as it is regarded as the home of the first peoples and Amerindians, and the name of the town is derived from an Arawak word, which you will see later on in the video. During the years 1749 to 1759, the Aragon Franciscan Capuchin missionaries founded the Arima Mission, which was formerly named the Mission of Santa Rosa de Arima in 1786 by Governor Chacon. This was for the dual purpose of bringing the Amerindians under the control of the Spanish and into the fold of the Roman Catholic Church. The people in Arima celebrate the Santa Rosa Festival to commemorate and honor the first peoples of Trinidad and their indigenous culture, and Saint Santa Rosa de Lima. Siparia is a town and borough located in the southwestern part of Trinidad. This place also has Amerindian origins, Before 1758, Siparia was a non-mission Amerindian settlement inhabited by Awaraks and Caribs, and later became home to a significant number of the Waro people from the Orinoco Delta. In 1758, Siparia was established as a mission village by Capuchin priests from Aragon, Spain, who came to convert the indigenous population to Christian doctrine. Next, Pope Pius VI decreed that the Virgin Mary, better known as La Divina Pastora, was made the patron saint of all Capuchin missions, thus making Siparia strongly associated with her. Nowadays, the town that had a very small settlement is now a town that is a major center for trading and commerce. The Banwari Trace archaeological site is located on the southern edge of the Orapuchi Lagoon in southwest Trinidad, just west of the Kura River. This site is critically important in Trinidad, as it is dated to about 5000 BC, and it is the oldest pre-Columbian site in the entire Caribbean. It has shed light on the patterns of migration of archaic peoples from mainland South America to the Lesser Antilles via Trinidad between 5000 BC and 2000 BC, and has provided rich insights into the lifeways of one of the earliest pre-Columbian settlers in the Caribbean. In addition to this, the archaeological site has yielded remains of Trinidad's oldest resident, commonly known as Banwari Man. Next off on our list, we'll be looking at how our Amerindian heritage influenced the modern Trinidadian music genre. The word parang came from the Spanish word paranda, which means spree or feet. Although the parang music genre came to Trinidad, there are two main theories of where it came from. The first theory states that the custom came to the island by the Spanish colonists who ruled Trinidad from 1498 to 1797, and the second theory suggests that it was brought over from Venezuela in the 19th century by the Cocopañols who came from Oriente, East Venezuela, to work on the cocoa plantations in Trinidad. However, we cannot deny the impact that the Amerindians had on the genre, as they significantly influenced the category, and it became a staple in Trinidad's culture. The musical instruments that the Amerindians had were the flute, the drums, and chak-chaks. The rhythm and sounds of the Amerindians' music, which imitated animals and nature, helped form the rich rhythms and genres like parang. Throughout your life, you might have heard some words spoken by your parents that you didn't even know the meaning of, some of which you did not know were Amerindian in origin. On this topic, we're going to be looking at some words that are from an Amerindian background that are still used today, which are Arima, Pirogue, and Kora. The Amerindian word Arima means water because the village was built around a river, which is now known as the Arima River, which is located in the northern range of Trinidad. The word Pirogue, which stems from the Carib word Pirawa, is a small, narrow boat traditionally made by hollowing out a single tree trunk, which is basically a canoe. These were used for transportation, hunting, and fishing along narrow waterways. This word is still used in fishing communities across Trinidad. The word Kara is an adaptation of the Amerindian word Quara, which meaning is unfortunately now lost. The place is located in a valley in northern Trinidad along the Tacarigua River. In Arima, the people celebrate a festival called the Santa Rosa Festival, which is the primary commemoration of the First Peoples. October 14th is the official designated date to acknowledge the indigenous people's legacy. It is hosted by the Santa Rosa RC Church and the Santa Rosa First Peoples community, fusing Catholic tradition and the indigenous people's heritage. The celebration typically spans a week with various events and activities occurring throughout the week. The activities include smoke ceremonies, traditional dances, and the water ritual. Hold on, I think I have an idea for a cultural event to celebrate in Trinidad for the Amerindians. This event would be an immersive, hand-on festival designed to showcase the practical, sustainable, and culinary contributions of the First Peoples of Trinidad and Tobago. This is to shift focus from the historical tribute to living, practical skills and to encourage the transfer of traditional knowledge to the younger generation and to the general public. Finally, we have reached the end of the video. The reason this video was created was to reflect on and explain certain parts of our Amerindian culture and its importance to us. Without preserving their culture, we would not know about our country's history, how our languages evolved, the cuisines that were passed down through generations, and much more. With that being said, credits for those who helped are at the end of the video. Timothy Mangaroo from 3B, he did research, put everything into a commentary-style format, and is the editor of this video. Arian Kassoon from 3B, he did major research. To be honest, he carried. Samuel Spencer from 3B, he did a little bit of research. Jaden Walker from 3B, he did a little bit of research, just like Samuel. Jordan Sammy from 3B, he did a little bit of research, just like Samuel and Jaden.
And it's time for us to leave her.